My name is Walt Mayfield. I'm the North Texas section manager for the ARRL. The ARRL is the national organization for amateur radio. They have 71 sections in the United States, and I'm the North Texas section manager over 78 counties within the North Texas area. And this is an example of that area that I'm responsible for. I am a member of the ARRL and a volunteer. I don't get paid by the league. Amateur radio is a group of operators, licensed operators. Amateur radio does require by the FCC to be licensed, and it's a group of operators all around the world that basically talk and communicate. A lot of folks kind of coin it as we're the first social networking. We do a lot of the same thing that you do with Twitter and Facebook. It's just radio to radio. There's no infrastructure in the middle. There are approximately 700,000 hams in the United States. There are millions all over the world, and we communicate with each other. We do different things to communicate. We have what's called QSL cards, where we confirm confirmations. And as you see, I've talked to folks in Cuba, Honduras, Japan, Mexico, and all over the world. And I've talked to one operator in each of the states in the United States to practice the capabilities. Amateur radio is a lot of fun. There's a lot of different aspects to amateur radio. You can talk on voice. Some people, even though it's not required anymore, still do Morse code, or what we call CW, continuous wave. There's also digital, which we'll show you here in a few minutes, and that you can do. We have satellites that orbit the world that you can talk to people off of the satellites. There's really all different kinds of aspects to amateur radio. You can see here, this is high frequency HF. This is a digital communication. As you can see here, you'll see the text scrolling across. So it's a lot like an instant message or Facebook type thing. And again, radio to radio. So when you talk about preparedness or self-reliance, this is a technology, as we like to say, when all else fails, there's amateur radio. So along with the theory that I mentioned, as far as when all else fails, there's amateur radio, one aspect that's very important is power. What do you do if we lose electric power? We pride ourselves in making sure that that we, no matter what infrastructure goes down, whether it be communications or power, that we're able to handle that. So you can see here's a simple power distribution that I've set up, where I have a battery and a solar panel. You can use generators as well. A lot of radios have batteries built in them. This radio is actually HF, VHF, UHF, made by Yaesu. It has a battery in it, and it only transmits 5 watts. And so you're able, especially with the digital side, to communicate with very little power. And so we can literally set up communications, and I have ran my stations for camping for several days with just this setup alone, with no electricity or generator power, just off of battery and solar. If you'd like more information about amateur radio, you can go to the ARRL national website, which is ARRL.org. If you live locally in the area, you can go to our section website, which is ARRLNTX.org.